The plane's engines hummed steadily as the sunlight streamed through the windows, painting soft patterns on the seats. Flight 317 was halfway through its journey, carrying 150 passengers to a bustling city across the ocean. Among them were a diverse mix of travelers, business people tapping away on their laptops, a family with a restless toddler, and a group of friends laughing over shared snacks. For many, it was just another flight. For others, it marked the beginning of a new chapter. But no one on board could imagine how drastically their lives were about to change. Samantha, a young journalist with a sharp mind and a notebook full of dreams, sat by the window, jotting down thoughts for her next article. She glanced at the man beside her, an older gentleman who had been quietly reading a thick novel. His name tag revealed him to be Dr. Harold Grayson, an esteemed archaeologist. Samantha was tempted to strike up a conversation about his work but hesitated, deciding to let him read in peace. The flight attendants moved efficiently through the aisles, offering refreshments and calm smiles. The atmosphere was relaxed until a sudden jolt rocked the plane. Passengers exchanged nervous glances, and the pilot's voice crackled through the intercom. "Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We're experiencing some turbulence, but there's no cause for alarm. Please remain seated with your seatbelts fastened." The reassurance worked momentarily, but the turbulence grew worse. Overhead bins rattled, and drinks spilled. Samantha's pen rolled off her tray table, and she gripped the armrests tightly. Her journalist instincts kicked in, cataloging every sound, every shift in the atmosphere. Then came a loud bang. Gasps filled the cabin as the plane lurched violently. The lights flickered, and oxygen masks dropped from the ceiling. A piercing alarm blared, and chaos erupted. Flight attendants struggled to maintain order, their own fear evident in their wide eyes. Samantha's heart raced as she secured her mask, her fingers trembling. Beside her, Dr. Grayson's calm demeanor was a stark contrast to the panic around them. "Brace for impact!" The captain's urgent voice cut through the noise, sending a chill down Samantha's spine. The world seemed to tilt as the plane descended rapidly. The screams of passengers filled the cabin, blending with the groan of the failing engines. Samantha squeezed her eyes shut, bracing herself for the unknown. Her mind raced with thoughts of her family, her unfinished dreams, and the stories she had yet to tell. The impact was sudden and violent. Metal screeched against earth, and luggage flew through the air. Samantha's head slammed against the seat in front of her, and darkness enveloped her senses. When she opened her eyes, everything was eerily silent. The cabin was a wreck, filled with smoke and debris. Groans and cries of pain punctuated the quiet as survivors began to stir. Samantha's body ached, but she was alive. She unbuckled her seatbelt and turned to check on Dr. Grayson. He was slumped in his seat, unconscious but breathing. "Dr. Grayson?" she whispered, shaking his shoulder gently. He groaned and blinked, his eyes focusing on her. I'm okay," he said hoarsely. "What happened?" "We crashed," Samantha replied, her voice trembling. "I think we need to get out of here." They worked together to navigate the chaos, helping other passengers where they could. The exit was partially blocked, but with teamwork and determination, they managed to create an opening. Stepping out into the blinding sunlight, they found themselves in a dense jungle. The plane had crash-landed in an uncharted wilderness, far from any signs of civilization. The survivors gathered, assessing injuries and supplies. Among them were a resourceful engineer named Jake, a no-nonsense nurse named Elena, and a young boy named Oliver who clung to his injured mother. Leadership emerged quickly, with Jake and Elena taking charge of organizing the group. Samantha found herself drawn to their strength and clarity under pressure. As night fell, the jungle came alive with unfamiliar sounds. The group huddled together, building a makeshift camp and keeping a wary eye on the darkness. Samantha couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. She whispered her concerns to Dr. Grayson, who nodded thoughtfully. "This place feels ancient," he said, his voice low. "There's something about it. We need to be careful." The days that followed were a test of survival and resilience. The group faced countless challenges: finding food and clean water, tending to injuries, and fending off dangerous wildlife. But the jungle held more than natural threats. Strange markings on the trees, mysterious sounds at night, and the disappearance of a survivor hinted at something more sinister. Samantha's investigative instincts drove her to explore further. With Dr. Grayson's guidance, she began piecing together clues about their surroundings. They discovered ancient ruins hidden deep in the jungle, filled with cryptic carvings and eerie symbols. Dr. Grayson's expertise came into play as he deciphered the writings, uncovering a story of a lost civilization that once thrived here, a civilization that had vanished under mysterious circumstances. Tensions rose within the group as fear and uncertainty took hold. Arguments broke out over leadership, resources, and the direction they should take. Samantha found herself mediating disputes, using her skills as a journalist to bring people together. But even as she worked to maintain unity, she couldn't ignore the growing sense of danger. One night, the camp was attacked. Shadows emerged from the darkness, swift and relentless. The survivors fought back with whatever they could find: sticks, rocks, and sheer determination. Samantha's heart pounded as she swung a makeshift weapon, defending herself and those around her. The attackers were humanoid but unlike anything she had ever seen, their eyes glowing with an otherworldly light. The group managed to drive them off, but the encounter left them shaken. Dr. Grayson theorized that the attackers might be descendants of the lost civilization, surviving in isolation and protecting their territory. Samantha couldn't help but wonder if the crash had disturbed something that was meant to remain hidden. As the survivors delved deeper into the jungle, they uncovered more secrets: a network of tunnels, remnants of advanced technology, and evidence of rituals that hinted at a connection between the lost civilization and the supernatural. Each discovery brought new questions and heightened the stakes. The jungle was not just a backdrop but a living entity, testing their limits and challenging their resolve. Through it all, Samantha emerged as an unlikely leader, her courage and resourcefulness inspiring others. She forged a bond with Dr. Grayson, whose knowledge and wisdom proved invaluable. Together, they unraveled the mysteries of the jungle, determined to find a way out and bring the truth to light. The journey was far from over, and the dangers were ever present. But in the face of adversity, the survivors found strength in each other and in themselves. Their fight for survival became a testament to the human spirit's capacity to endure, adapt, and triumph against the odds. The jungle's secrets remained vast and enigmatic, but Samantha knew one thing for certain: they would not go quietly into the night. They would fight, survive, and uncover the truth, no matter the cost.